So we are getting schooled on being good or evil, and these are not exactly the fairy tales we've all come to know, but what we do know is that happily ever afters do not come easy.
It seems to me there's only one way to be sure. A trial by tale!
What?
No,
Oh,
sir.
no!
Sir, I accept.
Sorry. What is a trial by tale?
Each of you have to enter the blue forest on opposite sides. You have to defeat whatever danger presents itself and find each other by dawn. Help? Strictly forbidden.
Sophie, we can do this. We're good enough and strong enough to protect each other.
Well, they are up for the challenge, and fans are clearly loving the adventure because after its premiere, The School for Good and Evil was the #1 movie on Netflix in 84 countries. And if not for our next guest, our journey to the ever-never world would not have been possible. This brilliant mind is responsible for the book series, which has sold millions of copies and translated into 30 languages across 6 continents. Please welcome back international best-selling author, producer, writer, director, and now actor Soman Chainani. Get an autograph. Everyone gets an autograph. You get an autograph. Everyone's here for their autographs, by the way.
Everybody can have one. It will be worth absolutely nothing.
What? Are you kidding? It will be worth something. So we did see your cameo. That's why you heard me say, and now actor. So I wasn't joking when I said that. So should I text Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Idris Elba to watch out for their jobs because you're coming for them?
Absolutely not. It was a stressful day of my life. It was my first day on set, you know, so I walked in and you're at a table with Kerry Washington and Charlize Theron and Lawrence Fishburne, and I'm trying not to have a panic attack. And the only thing that calmed me down was the idea that this was actually the world I created, and I started to see them purely as my characters and not as them, because I wouldn't have made it. Like, I don't think I would have survived those 8 hours of filming.
I don't believe it. See, it's how long you guys film, and then you get to see like just a snippet. Isn't that crazy? Oh, okay. I've never been in a movie. I've seen them shoot it, so I know how long it takes. And I'm sure your books are your baby. So what was that feeling the first time seeing the final version of this story?
I just think when you're writing, your canvas is just your imagination. You know, your imagination and readers' imaginations, you never think anyone's actually going to see it come to life. So when you do, your mind kind of blows up. It's a very surreal feeling. You don't ever expect anything like this. It feels like winning the lottery a little bit.
Oh, well, you also won the lottery in the actor situation, your cast.
Yes. It's
because I can't even start listing the names. It's like non-stop A-lister from the voiceover to the everything.
Yes, I think Paul Feig's just an amazing director, and he was able to put together this fantastic cast of people who just all wanted to work with him. And also, I think the idea of being in this big fantasy world where you could potentially do more sequels and really build characters over the course of movies, I just think everyone was into it.
Okay, so let me tell you what I'm into. The fact that you wrote the story that was adapted for the screenplay, you act in it, and you're also executive producer. I've never had the word executive in front of any of my titles. So did you have, what did that entail? Just in case in the future, if you rub off like your talents on me, I might be one. So what does that entail? Do you get a say in casting? Do you sit there every day on set?
I think it's more like I saw myself kind of as guardrails, because often with adaptations, they're not good, you know, because it's just very difficult to translate material, and the author, it comes from their head, and you need to be involved. Often Hollywood doesn't want you involved, and they'll do everything to make sure you aren't. I just inserted myself as much as I could over the period of 8 or 9 years, how long it took to make this, and made sure it stayed on the track.
Oh, I told you I saw it. Like, I love like the story with your Shiros. So like Sophie and Aggie, loved everything about it, and like it has a few scary moments, but I was like, listen, young adults love this. Toughen up, woman. That's what I said to myself.
Well,
I said that to myself.
Well, I also think for me, like writing scary stuff is also not my nature, you know. But I also know how much kids love it.
I know.
You want to pump
kids
it up.
and old people. Like the one you're looking at now. And I have a feeling everyone's also going to love your next project coming to TV as a limited series, which is?
It's called Beast and Beauty, which is going to be sort of this kind of sexy, intense adult fairy tale series. It's going to be a little bit older than School for Good and Evil, and I'm hopeful that it will bring fairy tales back to adults in the way that, you know, Anne Rice used to bring vampires to people. I just want to have that kind of like intense story for adults.
So how far into the situation are you now?
We're just working on the scripts now, so we're a ways away. But
do you know where you're going to shoot?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But you know, we'll have to find a part for you.
Oh, not even for me, just so I can just come on set and be like carry your bag and move your chair that it says boss man. I can
God.
be there.
No, with my autographs that are worth nothing.
No, they're worth something. But the thing is, with you being the novelist that you are, the super successful novelist that you are now, you just didn't get out of school and then start writing. It took, I'm sure it took like a while.
Oh, yeah.
So what was it that pushed you and that moved you to say, you know what, I'm going to do this?
I think I got fired from my first three jobs. I tried to be a businessman, like a good Indian boy. I tried to do all the things that my family wanted me to be, and I just failed at all of them. And I knew it's because deep down, the only thing I was good at was making art. You know, that was my gift. And when you hold that back, then you know you end up on the wrong path. So I think it was just a matter of enough failures where my parents are like, well, why don't you do something that you're good at, and then.
So it's just you
Well,
following your
that
voice.
was
So
it.
now for your latest book, what is it? Are we all rising for this latest book?
Yeah, so I'm writing 2 prequels to The School for Good and Evil. The first one came out last year called Rise of the School for Good and Evil, and the second one comes out next year called Fall of the School for Good and Evil, and that'll be the end of the series.
Or which means I'm going to see you like at least 2, 3, 4 more times.
Yes, I'm here for everyone.
Well, yeah, if you're not, I will find you because I know where you live. Remember
yeah.
the last time you told me?
Did I?
Well, you didn't, but then you gave me clues.
Okay.
You don't have to give me clues. I'll figure it
Well,
out.
I'll be back voluntarily.
Oh,
don't worry.
yay! Such a pleasure to meet you in person. Thank you for not filing a restraining order.
No,
you will not.
It was one of my favorite interviews ever, and it was over Zoom. Zoom interviews are usually the worst, but I remembered it.
I'm
so
sorry, I
good.
didn't hear what he said it, not me. I didn't even make him say it, did I? Maybe I did, but I didn't. Congrats on the movie.
My
Congrats
pleasure.
on
Thank you,
everything.
thank you.
Everyone, The School for Good and Evil is now streaming on Netflix. And after this break, the Pixel 11 Morning News at 9 will begin.